Right now we are. Welcome to Daddy Bits, our trade idea show hosted by the Trading Daddies. I am the Master Crayon Eater, and as always, my amazing co-host.
Teflon John here. Hey, hold on, okay? So I just want to let you know, first of all, like, we should start recording our pre-games, our after hours, because it's hilarious, okay? It's actually TVMA.
You think I should just start recording, hit the record button? I think I
don't do that because I talk a lot of smack. I'm probably gonna sleep outside. But the stuff that we pre-game about, I mean, some of you guys know, the ones who've been on the show, it's hilarious.
The funniest stuff. We
talk about the realest things.
Yeah, really. The funniest stuff. And it's gold. It's definite gold. But you know it's also gold? Yeah, it's definitely TVMA. But you know what else is gold?
What else?
AMC to 500,000. Is that possible?
Hey, you know what? I'm starting to be a believer.
Oh, let's go. So if you guys want to know more about our thoughts about the AMC trade, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, give us a nice preemptive thumbs up if you guys like this content. Also, make sure that you guys drop down in the comment section the stocks you guys want us to cover. And with that being said, get going after this banging new intro. Another day, another new intro, John.
Oh man. Hey, you know what? Our intro has been fire.
I know. I like the variation.
I like all of them.
I like the variety. The variety is really good. Really, really good. It is a Memorial Day. Did you have a good Memorial Day weekend, my guy?
Yes, it was beautiful day today. It was 72, sunny.
Nice. I took Happy Memorial Day, and shout out to the people who are celebrating Memorial Day, and please make sure that you guys keep in your memory the people who have sacrificed their lives for our great nation, the people who fought for our freedom. This is a day for them, so make sure that you guys pay your respects. And I took my family out to a very special place. I took them to eat over at the Crayola store. The purple one really tastes delicious. I mean, that's the best crayon you can have. I actually put it down, eat it up a little bit, and make sure I cut it with a fork and a knife. Delicious. Let's get going. Let's take a look at the QQQ today. From the last week, this is very interesting on the Qs, John.
Yeah.
The reason why I say interesting is because we have this range that we drew up a few weeks, like last week, I think. A few weeks ago, maybe, and then it pierced above it, but it got rejected.
Yeah.
It got rejected. What are your thoughts on this chart?
Hey, you know what? I think the first week we might see a slight pullback on the EMAs. And here's my opinion, okay? Because first of all, the market, QQQ has ran for the past, a week and a half. And that, it's short-lived. It's gonna be short-lived. Like especially tech. When it comes to tech, it doesn't run 2-3 weeks in a row. People are gonna take their profits unless we see some bad news. Knock on wood. It's gonna be a slight profit taking. Just in my opinion. Also, keep this in mind. June 16th, Biden and Putin. Are going to meet up. Yeah, so it's going to be a volatile, I don't know if it's the first 2 weeks of June, it might be volatile leading up to that event because it's never, a good, meeting. To Putin, right? So keep that in mind. Put that on your calendars because, who knows, right? Who knows?
So for cybersecurity and army defense stuff, long Palantir, John?
Yeah,
is that what I'm hearing? Long Palantir. Definitely long Palantir. Let's take a look at NASDAQ futures. NASDAQ futures, you know what? It bounced off the EMA9, John.
It did. Yeah, it did. But I'm still weary about, how it's consolidating.
This is pretty. I like the consolidation.
It should have ran Friday because
it should have.
It's still a flag. Yeah.
The reason why it didn't run all the way on Friday is because we're coming to a long weekend.
That's true.
And that's normal. So tomorrow, if the futures are true, we're probably going to see a sell-off in the morning, a continuation of the sell-off from Friday, and then a potential bounce at the end. Let's take a quick look at at the SPY here. The SPY is probably going to, do the same exact thing.
Yeah, the SPY is a little bit stronger than tech. It's slightly higher than tech here. So what we want to look for right here is the first level of support, which is at 417. That's like 1-2% away. I'm not going to say it's going to break, but really what we want to keep an eye on is if there is a dip. If the dip happens, reposition some of your longs. I'm still short, a couple of positions. So probabilities are probably going to be on my side, but who knows? Let's check it out.
I like it. I definitely like it. Let's take a look at the SPY futures.
Nice bounce.
Nice bounce on. Oh, that's a pretty bounce on the SPY futures.
Pretty bounce, yeah.
And look how it broke from that wedge that we drew.
Yeah.
It broke from that wedge, although it did, kind of retreated back, but it kind of broke from the wedge that we drew. We're probably going to see some good gains tomorrow, as long as. Hold on a second. And I do like the SPY futures. Actually, let's take a look at the stock that we want to cover first, and that is the almighty AMC.
Hey, first of all, it was a great episode yesterday, and
beautiful.
If you guys missed it, hey, tune in because we did announce the winners. There was a first place winner and a runner up to follow up on that one. So
if you guys haven't yet, claim your prize, and shout out to the winners. Actually, John, what are we going to hit 500,000 on AMC?
Stop. All right. So you and I, we spoke about this. Support is at 1877. Okay. If we do see 1877, I do think the chart will break. Okay. Because by then, if it does touch 1877, the chart's broken, and that's going to be next one would be at 1526. That's your next support. I don't want it to touch 1877. Nope. Okay.
Nope.
I don't want it to break, Friday's low of day, which was 2417.
2417. Oh yeah.
That's gonna be tough because if the low of day from Friday breaks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't want to say the chart's going to be broken, but we have that huge event Wednesday. Can you explain some more?
So on Wednesday we have the share recount. Apparently, we're gonna finally find out if we're gonna see some synthetic shares that are being floated by the short sellers, and there's a lot of FUD floating around saying that synthetic shares shouldn't matter. But again, the hedge funds have the capabilities to short nakedly. That means that they are creating a false bottom for the stock and a false upside for the stock. So they're constricting the price in a way that we're trying to combat currently. I know that the stock ended at around $26, $26.12 the other day, but here's a very interesting bull case, John. According to Ortex, right? According to Ortex, let me share the screen to you guys. According to Ortex on Twitter, we are in Germany, right? The DAX.
Yep, DAX.
In Germany, it traded around 25 euros. So that means that it's $30.51 from what it was last Friday. So there's up. Yeah, there was upward movement in the European markets for AMC. So that kind of tells me that tomorrow we're probably going to see some nice green tomorrow. And as long as it holds, the idea here, guys, is to see if the hedge funds will cover their positions.
Do you know what I want to see?
What do you want to see, John?
I want to see a doji tomorrow because after Friday's sell-off, you got to understand, Friday we had a 60 million shares that were traded. Okay.
Oh yeah.
The day before that was actually 700 something, 705 ish. So if you're looking at the volume from, let's look at the 1 month chart. Okay.
Yeah.
We're spending a lot of time with AMC because it's been making a lot of money.
Oh yeah. I mean, it has. Let's not counter eggs yet.
I know. I know.
Let's not counter eggs yet.
I know. But what we're doing over here is basically presenting our trade plans, okay? Because we don't want to be left in the dust, okay? You don't want to miss the pump on this one. If there is a pump Wednesday, you want to be prepared for that, obviously. Because you don't want to start scrolling on your Instagram and be like, okay, everyone else made money on AMC except for me because I shorted AMC. Anyways, what you want to look out for is the volume, okay? So we started seeing some uptrend from May 24th, okay? So if you look at, do you have volume pulled up?
I could hover it.
Yeah. So if you well, volume is that blue
right here. May 24th volume is 113 mil.
Yeah, and it was just going up from there, okay? For the next 4 days, okay, you started seeing a spike in volume around Thursday, right? Because that was the biggest move that they did.
Yeah.
Friday was somewhat a sell-off. Even though Friday had lesser volume, I think we might see a dip in volume tomorrow. Okay, because that's just the case right there. After a huge spike of green candles when it comes to volume, all right, it slowed down Friday, and I think we won't see much action tomorrow.
Give me this doji right around here. I want
this doji right here. Exactly. Give me a doji
right here. Let's take a look at historical data, though. Let's take a look at. I'm not saying that this is going to follow what GME did in the initial squeeze that they had. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, that is.
It's ugly. First of all.
That's definitely a chart that you don't want to follow. But we saw that big pump right here and that volume that we definitely saw, and it ended. It just kind of sold off because people started taking money. I don't expect AMC to hit 500,000. That's just ridiculous, right?
That's engulfing right there. That's bearish.
Yeah, that's bearish. That's bearish as hell. But I would definitely try to sell my positions if it ever hits 40 or 50. I will start doing trailing stop loss. One thing to note, however, the $40 strike price for June 18th has 224,000 open interest. So that means there are 224,000 contracts that are being held in people's brokerages, hoping for a move past 40 by the time that June 18th hits. So that's right there. It's nuts. And that could be institutional buying as well. Because who has that kind of money to be putting blocks up like that?
Bro, obviously we saw Friday's dip or sell off, whatever you call it. That $40 strike, June 18th, was worth, I think, $10 and, some change, right?
Yeah.
If you do the math, that's about $2.5 million that someone or some, I don't know, apes or gang or whatever, institutional buyers put up that much capital, and they have that much faith in AMC. Can you believe that?
Yeah, it's less faith. Remember, we're not trading on fundamentals here. We're trading on pure aggression. We're trading based on the fact that we want to stick it to the big guy. And if you want to join the revolution, I think it's a time for you to do so. But let's move on. I know that AMC is a big hot topic. We're going to come back to this most likely tomorrow as an update to the trade. The next stock that we want to cover is Airbnb. John, Airbnb is a reopening trade, and I'm liking this.
I do like it. I do like it for long term. I'm looking at either December or January leaps, but I'm going to keep it, in the money or at the money.
At the money, yeah.
Yeah, either I'm going to look at 140 strike, or I'm going to look at 145 strike. It really depends on where we're at tomorrow, because resistance is at 145.
145. 140 is actually a very beautiful, very, very beautiful. I made some good coin on Airbnb on Friday. I closed it for around $800.
Yeah,
which is still an amazing trade. Like, where can you do that? Like, make $800 out of thin air. And I think Airbnb is a good reopening play, as now we're reopening in California for June 15th.
Yep. And guess what? Crucial. Wow, June 15th. Wow, time is just going by fast. So I was on Prime, right? And you know how when they have commercials, in between shows?
Yeah.
Hotwire.com, their main commercial, sticking point was keywords: hotels are back. Okay, meaning it's reopening. Okay, meaning people are traveling again. Not necessarily that they're going to stay in a hotel. Okay, and people are still going to be booking, houses, right? I think it's a better option than, living in a hotel, right? Hotels are like, that's old school.
Oh yeah.
It really is. I'd rather have a nice kitchen, a garage or a pool, right? To myself.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think me personally, going long on Airbnb, because look at the chart, it's been beaten up,
Beaten down, and it's way below IPO pricing.
It's way below IPO. I think you're getting this at a discount. Well, the lowest it hit was 121. That was 4 days after. But really, we're at
IPO pricing.
Yeah, we are at IPO pricing, because it opened at around 144.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine getting Airbnb, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, right? And plus, their insider sell-offs were already done. The lockup expiry was already done with.
It's already done. And we talked about that a few episodes ago. Yeah. So we're going to see a little bit more gains. And I think this red candle that happened on Friday was just, I don't want to hold options over the weekend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people just sold off because who wants to be holding through theta over the weekend? And, it's definitely a killer. Let's before we get into our last stock of the day, make sure that you guys remember that we are not financial advisors. These are just stocks that we want to cover and we want to, trade ourselves. If you guys are following our trades, make sure that you guys manage your risk accordingly. If you guys lose some money, hey, we warned you. If you guys won some money, make sure that you guys give us that nice thumbs up on these video, that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, because it definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And I know we are growing. 210 subs.
I just want to say thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts. We really do appreciate it. The stock that we want to cover is actually a very, very interesting stock, and we're looking at it long term. And that is CLOV.
Yes.
Clover Health is a SPAC. It used to be a SPAC by our by Papa Polly, the king of SPACs, who is actually kind of saying that SPAC should be regulated. What a weirdo,
right?
But
and he has so many SPACs under him. So
yeah, and SoFi is about to IPO. Actually, SoFi just turned in IPOE just turned into SoFi.
Yep.
So that's about to start trading as SoFi tomorrow. So that's going to be a very interesting chart to watch tomorrow. One thing to note about CLOV, it's a beaten down stock, right? From the highs of around 12-ish to where we are currently around $7. One thing to note is it has a 36% short interest.
Yep.
So 36% of the shares that are out as float are being shorted right now. That's massive.
Yep.
That's pretty fat. One other thing that John pointed out was it is about to get included in the Russell 2000, which is like the QQQs of it's a small cap ETF.
Yep.
Right. And what happens, John, can you please tell the people what happens?
So what happens when funds, pretty much this, okay, long story short, when a stock gets involved or gets induced in an ETF or a fund, like let's say QQQ or SPY or DIA, you name it, right? Or Russell, funds, they need to buy shares of that stock, okay? Because they need to own it. It's getting in, it's getting included in the major markets, right? So they're forced to buy shares of that company. And what happens when huge blocks gets bought up? What happens to that? When people are buying, price goes up, right? So that's what we're trying to ride here. It's not we're not telling you to buy CLOV tomorrow, right? It's something to watch out for, because really it's a huge event when a stock like this gets induced in in a major market. So that's what we're playing on, that's what we're betting on, and hopefully we make some coin on this one, which I'm confident we will.
I'm confident we will actually make some coin on that. So that is CLOV, and we'll come back to CLOV as the stock as the play kind of matures, and we'll give you guys updates on that play. If you guys haven't yet, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button. Again, post notification bell, give us a nice thumbs up if you guys like this content. Definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't yet, follow us on all our social media. Follow me at Trading Poppy. Follow John at John C Trades, Trading Daddies for the both of us. Robinhood sucks. It's still 15% off the entire merch store. I just dropped some more merch in there. The AMC shirt and the hats are in there. The Ape Strong Together collection is brand spanking new, and it's also in there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, if you guys haven't yet, make sure that you guys hit up our friends over at Bust Down Investments. If you guys want to learn how to trade, become better traders, learn new strategies or whatnot, or you just want to spend another hour with us every twice a week, make sure that you guys hit up our friends over at Bust Down Investments. Definitely helpful. And with that being said, let's get trading, guys. And remember, the charts do not lie.